Well, you want to talk about a guy who has taken the sport by storm. Enter Zabit Magomedsharipov. I don't think we have enough buttons on the controller to do everything this guy does in the cage.
No, you can't even button mash some of the techniques that Zabit has in his arsenal. But the problem with preparing for Zabit is that you can't prepare for Zabit because there is no pattern. There is no rhyme or reason to what he's doing. Just look to the modified knee bar he did against Brandon Davis to finish that fight, to some of the other fantastic performances he has. It's almost like you're staring on the barrel of a test in Algebra 10, which doesn't even exist when you're trying to prepare for Zabit.
All right, so here is the UFC featherweight champion, Alexander Volkanovski. He certainly has cleaned out a lot of this division, but there are still guys who are coming to take what is his. How do you think he proceeds with this particular challenge here tonight?
I mean, just being himself. He's as good as they come. The guy has tremendous striking. He's got great wrestling. He was thought to be a wrestler when he got here. We have seen him be a master of game planning. We have seen him be a master of strategy. A guy that fights with a game plan, the fight IQ through the roof. And tonight, you're going to experience one of the smartest, most technically gifted fighters you have ever seen. Let's see if that's enough, though, because the challenge is very big tonight as he steps into the octagon.
And he does so having 4 times gone the full 25 minutes in the UFC. Volkanovski very much has a championship style, and he has got another title fight on his hands tonight.
And Johnny, don't get tired. I mean, he goes the distance and seems like he's just running in the park, taking a nice jog on the weekend, fighting the best fighters in the world.
And had he stayed in rugby league, probably would have been an absolute beast there too.
Savage.
Our tale of the tape for this featherweight championship fight. We send it inside the octagon to Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Heavyweight Championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting the challenger, Zabit Magomedsharipov. And now introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC featherweight champion of the world, Alexander the Great Volkanovski.
Herb Dean, our referee for this one. Gate 9, Las Vegas, Nevada. This is the fight capital of the world with respect to anywhere else you want to go. If I'm a fighter, if I'm an athlete in combat sports, this is where I want to be.
He wants to fight in Vegas, and now this beautiful T-Mobile Arena is the backdrop of tonight's great UFC event.
Oh, seamless transition to half guard there.
Unbelievable how quickly he was able to slice that leg through to get to the half guard. Now he's got a good body position, yup.
Oh, he postures up. Big hand strike, huge elbow there. Constantly a moving target. Postures up now. Oh, and delivers. Huge punch to the head there. And there it is, another strike on the ground, gets through. All right, DC, half guard position here. You've done a lot of good work in this spot in your career.
Oh, man, I love this position. And you see this fighter today loves it, too. It is the most secure position in fighting. You get an underhook on one side, you keep a half guard on the other, and then you just go to work. It's the safest position, especially for a wrestler. Oh.
3 minutes have elapsed here in round one. Posturing up now.
And now the damage is about to start. Beautiful transition.
Magomedsharipov getting touched here repeatedly with these ground and pound strikes from the top. Referee's not going to bail you out.
Let's go. Push, push, push. Get free.
Now he's going full mount. Yep, got to be very careful there.
Well, he's on his back, but he's moving his head on the ground pretty well defensively. Round two straight ahead.
If you're going to use your jiu-jitsu, it's okay. But listen, we don't want to use jiu-jitsu right now. Make sure you get him in the guard when he's in.
All right, there's the horn, and what a round it was. DC, take us through the replays.
Punch after punch. He landed him at will. He went right at his opponent, got in his face, and showed this is my octagon. We are going to dance to the beat of my tune.
All right, here we go. Round two. It is Alexander Volkanovski and Zabit Magomedsharipov.
Zig and some zig.
Well, Alexander Volkanovski has never lost a pro fight at 145 pounds, and if his boxing is any indication, that is a record that is probably going to hold up after tonight.
I mean, Volkanovski follows.
Huge shot finds the target there.
Great shot lands. Now he's got to go find that follow-up attempt. The kill shot is what they call it, to go and end the fight. Yeah, he's in half guard here. Getting the mount here.
Nicely done there as he forces the miss from his opponent. All right, so he's got the ground and pound game going here. If you're the bottom fighter, DC, what do?
You got to move, you got to shrimp, you got to get up on a hip to try to move your opponent off of you or pull him down to close the space.
Well, working pretty effectively from the top here. Nice ground and pound behind him. Man, this is some serious ground and pound. He's trying to put this dude's head, like, through the canvas.
He's one of the better ground and pound fighters we have in the entire UFC, and you're seeing why.
Working out of the half guard here. Well, he's staying pretty effective here, fighting off of his back. Nice strike landed there by the bottom by Zabit Magomedsharipov.
He's doing a really good job putting himself in position.
Well, doing his able best to avoid the ground and pound here. Nice job by Magomedsharipov. Good fight here, under 2 to go. Well, he's avoided Nice positional control here. This pace is just absurd, and he has kept it up throughout the fight. Shades of Max Holloway against Calvin Kattar, punches and punches.
I mean, being there, watching Max Holloway do what he did was super impressive. So to even list this performance alongside that
Well, not good body language from his opponent here, DC. He's curled up.
No, he's exhausted. He's been beaten.
Volkanovski Volkanovski's back in full mount. Ground and pound, the hammer. Mark Coleman would be proud.
He's got to be careful here.
10 seconds to go in the round. 10 minutes in the books.
Stop!
Everything is going exactly like we planned. He cannot handle the striking. Listen, you're going to learn that right. Just keep.
All right, now we take a look back at some of the highlights. He has had his kicking game going early and often tonight.
I mean, on point, right? He knew that this was going to be a way for him to take control of this fight. He's used those kicks to really put him out ahead. And I'm not sure if his opponent has the ability to adjust and stop him from landing these over and over.
You ready to fight? Ready. Good.
Here we go, third round of this championship fight. Oh, he landed another great shot to the body there, really starting to connect at a high percentage now in the latter stages of this fight. Just missed with the leg kick. So once again, making good use of it.
Oh, he jumped guillotine right away. Yep, that guillotine's deep. Looking for the guillotine lock right now, and it looks like it's in. He's done a great job of securing.
Good job by the champ there. Sliding back out.
All right, full guard here, DC. What does he need to do to improve position?
Well, he's got to start to build his posture, get some damage off, move to half guard, which in turn leads to more opportunities for advancement. If you're on the bottom, you got to anticipate those movements the moment he tries to move to the next position. You build a shield, get back to your feet, or dig an underhook to try to get a reversal or a sweep.
Nice shots landing from the top position.
Oh, staying busy from top position. He lands another ground strike there. All right, the referee not seeing enough action there. We go back to the center of the octagon now.
Fight.
Under 3 minutes now to go in round 3. Oh, he's really starting to apply pressure on his opponent here. Different approach here in the last couple rounds, and it's the exact sense of urgency that you want to see from a fighter. Take the judges out of it.
Dig and kick. Gets in close and gets that single collar tie locked in tight.
All right, so now blood is a factor. You see that he has been opened up in that eye area.
Yeah, he's got hit in the eye, and now there's a cut. But it's nothing to worry about too much now. But he's got to be very careful with it as we go forward.
All right, right into side control here, DC. Biggest difference between half guard and side control?
Well, side control to me feels like a little bit less control because now my legs aren't really doing anything anymore. Now I'm controlling you with my upper body. So I've got to be very, very aware. It's still advantageous, but it just seems a little more free-flowing than having something like a half guard. There it is. Now he's going to mount.
Now he's on top, exactly where he wanted to go.
Oh, reverses the position there. Nice transition by Volko.
And there you go, again, half guard.
All right, feet on the hips here. Well, hard to win fights in mixed martial arts from the bottom, but nice work here in that position by Magomedsharipov. Final seconds.
Great job landing from the top positions.
All right, that's 3 rounds in the books. We are headed to the championship rounds. All right, there's the horn indicating the end of the round. So potentially a big factor here, ladies and gentlemen. The cut on the cheek sustained in that round. Certainly better to be below than above the eye, but the cut man's got to get in there and close that thing up. All right, back to the stools we go, and it's starting to look like a second mouth on his cheek.
Yeah, it looks terrible. I mean, the guy is getting hit with big shots. One big enough to open up a nasty cut on his cheek. While it's in a better spot, it still is very difficult to deal with.
Like if he absorbs another strike on that cheek, he might actually be able to eat through that cut on his cheek. I'm just saying.
He's got a big mouth.
All right, so here we go with our 4th round of a possible 5, and a lot of fighters change up their training camp when they're fighting 5 rounds versus 4.
Yeah, you gotta change it up. You have to mix things up because fighting for an extra 10 minutes is not normal. Guys don't do this normally. It's a 15-minute fight. So you have to do things physically and also mentally to make sure that you're ready to go that extra 10 minutes.
Well, he continues to land a high number of strikes here, just like he did in the previous round. This is a world-class display of striking here tonight. Side control now. And busy as he looks to improve position here. Posture's up now. That's a vicious head strike. How'd he take it?
Oh, he got to a spot.
Bottom fighter better move.
Yeah, he's got to move, John. He's got to shrimp and try to either get up or pull his opponent back into him so he doesn't have the posture to land that big damage.
Landing strikes nicely here from top position. Oh, trying to pass here, but Dikembe Mutombo style gets denied.
Block! Great job blocking that pass by the bottom fighter. Massive shot from the top. Beautiful ground and pound approach, and now his opponent is starting to swell.
Dean steps in.
Holy smokes!
What a fight. Just a relentless effort out of this fighter here tonight. The ref had no choice but to step in, and that is how you leave the judges out of it. All right, let's get you some replays now. Certainly a lot for our replay guys to work with in the truck. This was a clinic tonight in terms of mixed martial arts acumen in every realm of the game.
And once he got to the top, he started to land brutal ground and pound until the fight was called off. Just a dominant performance from the top position.
All right, the official decision is in. Here's Bruce Buff.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 52 seconds of round number 4. Declaring the winner by TKO and still the undisputed UFC featherweight champion of the world, Alexander the Great Volkanovski.
All right, well, more often than not, if you bet on Volkanovski, you are lining your pockets. That is the case once again tonight. Outstanding TKO for the featherweight king.
He looked phenomenal. He looked like a